Howdy! We look dark on that one.
We're both live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching on a replay, just comment below saying replay. And if you are a member watching, we would encourage you to hit the share button because me and Kev are jumping on live tonight just to try and bring as much value as we possibly can. That's the aim of tonight's call because we've been collecting our thoughts over the last week, having done a live last week that got a lot of positive feedback and negative, and we've used the questions that we've got asked in the last week to build some content for tonight's call. So basically, I'm going to be asking Kev questions that I've been faced with, like objections, etc., since last week's call, just to try and give you guys, members or non-members, as much value as possible to go into this new week, really. So there's a lot of people who obviously massively misunderstand Herbalife. A bit noisy, we've got a bit noisy outside. Herbalife is like massively misunderstood, and so is network marketing. So obviously no better person to quiz on this than Kevin Green, obviously, who is a President's Team member and who has massively inspired me in this journey of obviously into network marketing. And I've been lucky to have him mentor me in the process, but there's a lot of questions that I've been faced with whereby I often use Kev's experience. So we're going to use this platform on Facebook Live and via my podcast tonight to ask Kev the questions, just to try and give you guys as much value as possible. So also, we've got a list of questions to work through, but at any time, if you guys and girls have any questions at all, comment below and we will try to get through them through this call tonight. We won't take up too much of your time, but be sure to share and comment replay if you are.
David Bevan!
Legends.
We were just talking about you, David. Guys, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for coming on to the call tonight. I'm hoping that we're going to give as much value and information as we can on tonight's live, but I do want to just recognise this young man sat next to me, because what a lot of people, they don't understand network marketing, and I just want to recognise, Jack, that 7 or 8 months ago this guy was in a job, he was selling time, and he was open-minded enough to take a look. As much as he was a massive skeptic, he was open-minded enough to take a look. Once he had his own confidence in the business, and once he started reading a few books on network marketing, once he started watching more videos, he really did. He took the jump and he's went full pelt at this. And I can tell you guys, just in the space of probably really getting started, about 5 months, this guy's organisation now has a member base of 218 members, which is absolutely inspiring, considering he's a young guy. A lot of people are like, yeah, this is for older people, blah blah blah. He's a young guy and he has got a team of like-minded young people who want more in life than working 9 to 5. So I just wanted to take this opportunity, as much as he's going to put me on the back foot now, I do want to recognise him and his leadership for already causing a real movement down here on the south coast.
Awesome. Cheers, mate. So a question we're faced with a lot is, it's all about the money. So obviously we lead with opportunity and we share the opportunity as much as we can because of the amount of value that it's brought to our lives. So we just feel like we want to share it. It's almost like we call it the golden goose. So Kev, when you're faced with the question of, we'll go through 2 questions. So is it all about the money for you? And is this not a pyramid scheme whereby everyone at the top earns the most money?
Okay. So, yes. So guys, a lot of people are wired up negatively, and that is not anybody's job to change somebody's mindset. If somebody has a negative mindset, there's a good chance they're probably not going to lead a successful life. But for anybody who has got that negative mindset of thinking they're only doing it for the money, I totally understand that. So hold on guys, I think we're just getting a little problem with technology. So I can totally understand that, because at times, if anybody knows anything about my background, I was brought up in a council estate where if you saw somebody driving a Porsche, your automatic thought process on that person was, he is a KNOB. That was the mindset of steady thinking, that guy must be a successful person, that guy must have really worked hard. The mindset of when I was being brought up was, he must be a KNOB. And going back to the fact of people who say, yes, it's only for the money. So the first thing that I want to be honest with is when I started using the products, I wondered why my best friend, Jim Cusick, wanted me to get on these products so much. I thought he wants to earn money off me, he wants me to buy the products off him. But it wasn't until after about 2 months when I saw his own results and I saw Jim starting to get benefits from himself, it made me think, do you know what? What he's got, I want. So I then understood, once I started to use the products, he wasn't actually selling me the products, he was actually sharing it with his best friend. So that was the first thing. And then once I started feeling the benefits, I started sharing it too. My mum was my first customer, and that led to my friends. Again, it wasn't sales to me. It just wasn't sales. I wasn't selling it to my mum, I was actually sharing it. And then because I was sharing the products, Jim said to me, you should come to an opportunity meeting. Opportunity, that's all it was. And all it was information. You should come to an opportunity meeting. And when I went to the opportunity meeting, this is what I saw. And this is honest. I saw bigger incomes than what was being earned in jobs. I was seeing a lot more time freedom than any other job I had ever seen. And I saw people who were living a life with purpose. And there are people who have got jobs, guys, who are very purpose driven. You know, they are successful people in their own right, in their jobs. But from what I saw with this opportunity, these people were really driven on a common purpose, and that was to help people with their health and wealth. Of course, there is very, very big incomes that can be made in network marketing for a smaller proportion of people. But if you were to tell me that in the armed forces I could start making the same income as an admiral or more after 5.5 years, they would tell me that that was impossible. That has been made possible on Herbalife. So how has that happened? How has that type of income happened? Well, it's living a life with purpose, not selling, and I've just simply shared information with like-minded people. People who are looking for opportunity, people who are looking to improve their health. And so I hope, and guys, I want everybody on these calls to be honest, does that answer the question? Does that answer the question of people are only in it for the money? If I was only in it for the money, I would have just been selling my mum a program, and that would be it, like a TV. You sell a television, you give the television to the customer, and that's it, guys. Whereas because this is a nutritional product, we help people with their health and we help people get results, because we understand results drive, what's the word for it? Results drive people to talk about Herbalife in a positive way.
Love that answer. And with regards to the pyramid scheme question, it's actually quite interesting because Kev, you might think Kev's my sponsor, he's actually not. Kev is in my upline, but we both earn more money than our sponsors. So if you think that all the money goes to the top, it is not true. But having said that, you'd have thought we'd have a negative feeling towards our sponsor because they're making money off us. Not the case. Like,
they're not making money off us.
They're not making money off us because they're paid a royalty for introducing us to the company. But at the same time, I want my sponsor to get everything that he deserves because he's changed my life. He's given me an opportunity that has changed my life forever.
Exactly.
Just like how Kev would want the same for his sponsor. And also, how many companies are you aware of whereby you get taught financial freedom by someone who's actually financially free? And that's what I've had the opportunity to have with Kev. Even though he's not directly my sponsor, he's my upline, and he's been able to mentor me in a way that has given me the results that I've been able to get that would not have happened because I wouldn't know what to do. So how often can you get that level of direction? So it might be the fact that the person who sponsors you does earn an income from bringing you into the business, but they have done good to the community by doing so, because if Kev didn't sponsor Simon and then Simon didn't sponsor me, there would not be, this month we're going to help over 400 people with their health.
Yes.
These people would not be positively impacted. So it's not a pyramid scheme, it's a business of fair, we share opportunity, we share products, and we share a better life with people. So when you're like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, you're just sharing how closed-minded you are, but I also respect you in every way because that used to be me. And every single person who says to me, oh, that's a pyramid scheme, I'm like, I'm really glad you said that because I used to think so too. Whereas now that I understand network marketing and have used the products, I'm like, I just wish I joined sooner. And that's genuinely how I feel, with complete integrity from my heart, because I'm not saying that just to try and impress people or get likes or get shares. Like, this isn't what this is about. This call is to bring value to people that need it.
Yeah, because a lot of information is second hand. An example of that is, you'll hear somebody who says, oh, I've heard about that Herbalife, I've heard it's bad for you. Well guys, I've been using this 5.5 years and I'm in better nick now at the age of 40 than what I was when I was 27. But going back to the person who said, I've heard Herbalife is bad for you, you say, who told you that? And they'd maybe go, my Uncle Bob. And I go, what does Bob actually work as? And she goes, he's a builder, or he's a taxi driver. And then we go to Bob, who told you that? And he says, my best friend Dave. And what does Dave do? Well, Dave's a doughball. Whatever it is, it's all second-hand information. But going back to the pyramid thing, of course, because it's network marketing, that's what everybody just thinks, alright? But again, this is why we do these live videos. First and foremost, pyramid schemes are illegal, alright? Pyramid schemes are where you join a scheme, you pay money to join the scheme, and as soon as you get somebody else to join the scheme, you earn money. When somebody joins Herbalife, nobody earns a penny. So that might be the first thing that you actually get this. Nobody earns 1 penny by anybody joining the company. 0. Okay? The only time people earn money through royalties is by people purchasing products. It's as simple as that, guys. I want to draw some diagrams, right? So then when it comes to the pyramid scheme as an illegal, then you'd go, well, I don't think somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo would be using the product, or the company would be going for 38 years strong and spanning across 97 countries. Here's the biggest thing. Guys, I was in the armed forces. I was a proud Royal Marine. That is a pyramid. It's a pyramid. In fact, it's actually a real pyramid where you join at the bottom. When you join as a young Marine, I think you get paid, from what I could remember, probably about £1,200 a month. I reckon it was less. And I am serving Queen and Country, putting my life on the line for £1,200 a month. I cannot get promoted for at least 3 years. The next level in the marketing plan would be a corporal. A fast moving Royal Marines Commando would take a minimum of 4 years to become a corporal. And then as a corporal, I think you're maybe earning about £30,000 a year. That is a pyramid scheme. I've been in this company for 5.5 years. I'm not even allowed to tell you legally how much I earn because it is that dramatic, but at the end of the day it's an opportunity where you choose how much you want to earn. We can't even tell you what Jack earns, but Jack's been a part of this company for 6 months and gets paid more than a sergeant in the Royal Marines. 6 months part-time, more than a sergeant. So when you look at, and by the way, it would take somebody at least 10 years in the armed forces to make sergeant level. 6 months. So for people who think or thought that was a pyramid, I really hope that now you understand it's actually an inverted pyramid where I would love nothing more for Jack to actually earn more than me. Why? Because he will simply be helping more people with extra income and their health through purpose-driven nutrition, education, through online means, which is Facebook groups, webinars, and in person through one-to-one support and through meetings. It's as simple as that. It's a genius concept.
Love it. So the income obviously is unbelievable, and the income potential is incredible for anyone who is driven by money. But from my own 40 pence, I'm just going to add the fact that for me it's been more about my personal development since being involved with the company, and I think Kev would agree with that as well. Like the company, it almost demands of you that you personally develop yourself because you only get paid for the value that you bring.
Yes.
So it isn't about like, oh, they're just hungry for money. No, we want to be better every single day. We want to develop as humans. So Kev's obviously laughing because he thinks I've hit the nail on the head here, but it's about what you can become as a person. It's the company enables you to become that. So there's members in my team already that have already developed so much as a person from being involved. Like, it's more than the money. People are like, oh, it's all about the money. It's definitely not. Like, you could ask probably Kev's family, my family, that we're becoming better people, first and foremost.
Guys, you can't, sorry, Jack, you have hit the nail on the head. You can earn a lot of money in Herbalife because you are now a salesperson. People can sniff out salespeople. It is actually impossible to do well in Herbalife if you are a salesperson, because a sale, guys, is a transition. It's like, we'll go back to the television, but in fact, let's say a mug. You go into a shop and you buy a mug. That's quite ironic, a mug. You go into Starbucks and you buy a coffee. That is a sale. That is a transaction. In Herbalife, we do not have transactions. This is a relationship business. This is person to person. And I mean, we've got the whiteboard here. Do you think that should bring us on to about a relationship person to person?
I'm happy for you to show stuff. We've got other questions. Should we do that at the end?
Happy.
Happy.
Guys, if you've got questions, fire them at us as well.
Yeah. So we want to talk about, I'll go through the topics that we've got. So we're going to compare our brands to other supplement companies as well, which I think will be interesting. We want to compare how the residual income works, obviously, which we'll use the whiteboard for, compared to like other means of finding financial freedom. So I was looking to invest in property before I got involved with Herbalife, so we can compare how you can build residual income with Herbalife versus how you can do it in property. And just to give you guys an insight into what I would have had to have spent on properties to build the income that I've got already after 6 months, it's well in excess of $1 million, and I spent £37 to become a member and got a tub of Formula 1 for that, which made me feel loads better. So that's interesting. And how it's not just the men's game. So you're watching obviously me and Kev on the court at the moment, but this is for women, and if anything, they're actually better at this than blokes. So we can talk about that as well. So first and foremost, mate, are we better, and how do we compare to other supplement companies?
Awesome. So, other supplement companies, other nutrition companies, how do we compare? Well, guys, I get asked this question quite a lot. Kev, are we better than My Protein? What other companies is that?
Maxi Muscle,
Maxi Muscle,
Bulk Powders.
all these other companies, right? Guys, first and foremost, my priority is to help people with a lifestyle opportunity. Now, whether that's to change their health, lifestyle, and to actually take a look at network marketing, that's what I prefer to do. That's my priority. I do not study any other company. It's like Ferrari. Do you think Ferrari look at Ford? No. They're too focused on making sure that Ferrari are number one. Now, this is what I would say. If you're a person who studies ingredients and labels, I would recommend you do study our labels. I recommend you do it. So when it comes to my protein, if you actually look at my protein is probably a post-workout smoothie. This is what they're probably famous for, whey, and this is what they will, lead with. You get a tub of my protein, compare it with Rebuild Strength, which has actually been voted the number one post-workout smoothie out there anyway. And at the end of the day, guys, do you know, we're not here to argue with anybody, but if Cristiano Ronaldo's using it, I'm going to stick it down my neck, because if you actually look at Ronaldo's body transformation in the past 5 years, which is how long he's been with Herbalife, you'll actually maybe think, do you know what you are is what you eat. And I'm not just saying he just eats Herbalife, of course he does it. Of course he's going to be eating loads of whole foods, but he will be, if anybody's half intelligent here on sports nutrition, he will be supplementing his sports nutrition with clever sports products. And he has got to be using Herbalife, because if he was using another supplement company's product and they got one whiff of it, all it would take would be one snap and it would go worldwide, right? So he uses Herbalife products and gets paid a hefty amount for it as well. And by the way, I couldn't be prouder that we've got the world's best footballer as an independent member, my brand ambassador. He is Jack's brand ambassador. You couldn't wish for somebody better. But going back to the my protein thing, if you're a person who looks at labels, of course, look at the label. We've been voted the number one for a reason, but this is what I want to say. The difference between us and any other of these companies is we are the member difference. We add the difference, so we don't just sell a product. I see a lot of influencers, by the way, just say people off Love Island, and they're promoting, say, my protein, and they're saying swipe up and order my protein. Thanks for that. Yeah, thanks. They're not giving any customer service. They're not giving that customer any value whatsoever on how to maybe, this is what we do, how to maybe get their products cheaper, how to actually get ambassador privileges, how to actually influence and help their friends and family. If they get the results, how they can actually help their friends and family do the same. How we can actually teach other people to get member advantages, just like me and Jack. We started off as little customers using the products who enjoyed the experience that much. We then had the opportunity to do the same. Now, there isn't going to be many people who actually want to use it as a vehicle, but we use it as a vehicle towards financial freedom simply by helping more people with the product. When you get somebody who uses, say, my protein, all it is, again, is a transaction. It is just a sale. We do not sell products, we sell results. Through customer to customer, member to member. It's happening right now, and it's happening right now as we educate you the difference between us and anybody else. And by the way, I know I've used that name. It's the same as what's the difference between you, Kev, and Starbucks. Well, Starbucks don't follow you up and say, how are you enjoying your experience as a valued Starbucks customer? Do you know if you were to promote the Starbucks brand more, we would actually pay you residual income through promoting our brand because you're such a great ambassador. Starbucks don't do that, Herbalife do.
Great answer. And for those of you who are on the call thinking, I don't really think they're talking the truth when they speak about the products. So I sat here 8 months ago now, speaking to Kev on my podcast. I was grilling him about Herbalife because I wasn't a believer, I hadn't used the products before. And when he was saying to me that our products are the best of the best, I didn't think that was the case. I was someone who was using my protein and I thought it was just a post-workout supplement. What more could I get from a supplement? And it wasn't until I tried them that I actually tried using Herbalife that I realised that there was more value to be had from a supplement, that it should actually make you feel better. Like on my protein, all I would get would be bad skin because the dairy would be bad for me, and the product itself wasn't actually helpful for me. Whereas with Herbalife, like my energy's gone through the roof. Like there's so many benefits to be had from it. Not only that, like Kev said, we are the distributor difference. My mum's lost 2 stone on the product. I think she's watching the call now. She feels brilliant every single day. We are the distributor difference, and the company, because of us being the difference, the company then can invest their money on innovating the products, whereas companies like My Protein, Maxi Muscle, but they're successful companies, but they're investing all of their money into marketing. They can't invest their budget into innovating. So the products are just substandard, they're just average products.
Amazing.
They're going to give you 20 grams of protein, but how good is that quality? And it's not about how much protein you can consume, it's about how much you can absorb. And for me, I've gotten so much better with the ingredients that come with the Herbalife products, and I was that person who was like, right, I want to do my research, I want to check the ingredients. I checked it and I was like, to be fair, happy, I can't complain with that. I'm intrigued to see how I'm going to feel. And within 2 weeks I was ringing Kev saying, I feel unbelievable.
Jack, can you just educate them as well? Because I think a lot of people at the moment, they still think it's just shakes. Okay. And I know now, you know, it's like a complete package like what you're drinking and things like that as well. Yeah,
so with a protein shake, you are just going to get 100 calories, normally of 20 grams of protein. Nothing else, and it's normally whey, which is dairy, which isn't the best for people to be consumed anyway because they can't really digest it very well. Whereas with our Formula 1 mix of protein drink mix, you're getting hardly any sugar, you're getting 25 grams of protein.
Less sugar than an apple.
Less sugar than an apple, you're getting complex carbohydrates, you're getting healthy fats, you're basically getting everything that the body needs. And not only that, but it's the micronutrition that comes with it. So I was somebody who was massively into tracking macros, and it gave me no lifestyle. I was literally spending my time, every time, like I was out for dinner with the missus, tracking my calories on my phone. She must have been thinking, what a knob. So I would be doing that. Meanwhile, I've started this, I no longer track calories, and I actually look and feel a million times better because it's the micronutrition. The things that Kev was speaking to me about when I first came around, and I was like, nah, that's a load of crap. It isn't. When you combine the Formula 1 with the multivitamin, it gives your body everything that it needs. And this pains me to say it because I used to sit there and I wouldn't believe in the Herbalife brand. I would be like, you can get this from Whole Foods, just eat real food. But it isn't practical advice for people. And the way the food industry is going, it's becoming more and more difficult to get what the body actually needs without supplementation. So what we offer is we offer fast food for smart people. We're offering people.
I mean, look how good looking we are. Let's be ultra serious here. I'm looking at myself on the camera going, who's that good looking hunk?
To be fair, he does look good for 40. I've got a bit of a man crush on him. But there we go. We've ripped other companies to bits. But now we're going to go into explaining residual income in Herbalife versus with property. So
happy. So guys, me and Jack, we're doing our best here. If you're enjoying this so far, start hitting the love button and the like button or whatever else, right? Start giving us a bit of feedback so we don't think we're talking to ourselves. So, and any questions as well. Don't be shy, right? So Jack was always very entrepreneurial minded. I, on the other hand, wasn't. I was always very job focused. I wanted to just please the boss, and hopefully the boss would give me the pay rise. Going back to sales, all you guys in jobs, you're selling yourself to the boss every day. Boss, look at me, I'm doing my best, boss. That's a sale. You're selling yourself, guys. If you are going into your work and you've got a great idea, you are selling your ideas. So the good thing about this is we do not sell. Again, it's sharing, right? Now, going back to Jack, and I hear a lot of people saying this, guys, that go, I am going to move into property. Now, give me some comments below, guys. Who thinks they would love a property portfolio? You know, can you imagine it? You know, having 6 houses, mortgage free, and receiving all the residual income from all these properties. Yeah? Everybody on this call, because I've been there, thinks that that's the dream. Now, 6 houses, would everybody agree that you maybe get, say, £500? Let's just say they are mortgage free, and once you pay maybe the estate agent and all these other taxes, let's just say from each property you earn £500. Guys, a few sample packs I've handed out. Kevin left behind. I can't read that, Keith. So, I've just got sidetracked. So, guys, so did I say 5 or 6 properties, Jack?
Yeah, let's go on the basis that a typical buy to let, you're going to make about £200 profit, and a typical house and mortgage occupancy, like a student house, you can make £1,000 a month. So let's go on that basis.
Happy. So, let's say you've got 5 houses, and by the way, you're mortgage free. Now, I want you all to do the maths, guys. How long would it take you to pay off 5 houses and be mortgage free? Whatever the vehicle was going to be, whether it be flip from property to property to property, to then have 5 and be mortgage free. You've got to do the maths, because some of you are going to go, well, I could do that in 10 years. And some of you might go, I can do that in 5 years. And other people are going to go, I don't know where to start, because how am I going to get a deposit of £20,000 or 5 or 10 or whatever it is? Happy? So, guys, I'm just looking at some of the...
So in here we've got rest in peace, never afford it. We've got 1.5 mil to buy. And
brilliant. So you can see people are sort of understanding it. But I do hear a lot of people, and they're quite intelligent people, going, I'm building up a property portfolio, and I'm thinking, if only you knew. Now, number one, guys, without a doubt, all you've got to do is watch some of these things on television. You're always going to have problems with people who are renting your property, and they're always going to leave your property in a worse state than how you had it, and they're never going to treat it with the same respect as what you had it in, right? But I'm not going to go down, if they don't pay you and all this. Let's just say you have 5 brilliant tenants who are paying you, and you're earning, well, you said it's £1,000 a month, but guys, when you start paying tax and all that, let's say you're making £800 a month per property, right? Let's just say that, okay? Now, it's going to take you longer than 5 years. I'm going to use Jack, and I'm going to use Paisy as 2 examples. Now, people think network marketing is about who do you know, okay? Now, I've been now in the business for 5.5 years, and I did not know Jack 5.5 years ago, and I did not know Paisy. And for anybody who's watching this, Paisy was a guy who I met in Tesco, and Jack I met through somebody else who was an estate agent who knew Jack. So it was through networking and talking to new people, I met these 2 people, okay? Now, I'll show you an example right now. So Jack,
Here we go. Can you see that?
Can you all see that, yeah?
Don't want to tip it too far. There we go.
Happy? Right.
Keep it in the top.
I will, mate, I will. So, watch this, guys.
Can you bring that closer? Give us a thumbs up if you can see that.
So, I'm actually going to make people think here, actually. So this is me. I hope you can see this, okay?
Yeah.
And through my day-to-day business, all I do is I'm looking for people, good people by the way, who are either inspired or they're actually like desperate for an opportunity to either, and I want everybody to get this, inspired to either make a change to their health or they're looking for something that they're excited about, right? Two things. Hopefully both, because you can do it with both. That's what we've done. We got inspired to improve our health, and then we got inspired to improve our future aspirations. Okay, now watch that. So this is me. So basically, guys, I share opportunity with various people. And I do this, by the way, on average, I probably sponsor about 5 people a month, on average. Some of these guys are customers who get results. Some of them are people who go, Kev, I want to start a part-time business. I've got loads of friends and family who would love these products because I'm feeling the benefits. And just through doing this, I sponsored Jack and I sponsored Paisley. So I met him in Tesco. Jack came to my house for he came for a cup of coffee, but he got a shake. I gave him a shake, not the coffee, right? And these two started getting results. Now, results. Get this, guys, results. Paisley said to me after 2 weeks, are these products legal? Because he felt more energy. Now here's the next thing that I want to say. There isn't anything in the product that gives you energy. The only reason why people feel more energy is because they're getting more nutrients from food. And because guys, food's not just food. I know I'll go off on tangents, but if food was just food and you lived on McDonald's, you would be getting food, you'd be getting little nutrition, and you would not be feeling good. If you get good nutrients, you feel benefits, you have better energy, better vitality, okay? Now, these two got the results. Then, Jack, what does he do? Mum, you need to get on the products. Results. Fiona, 2 stone. Paisley started doing the same, like so. Jack started doing the same. So, this meeting was about 2 years ago. I did not know him. I met him in Tesco. Fast forward 2 years. Paisley now has 420 members in his organisation. 420, and from that, probably helping about 500 customers. And that generates, if you think about the average customer who's feeling the benefits, getting one-to-one support, and getting educated online and offline, the average customer spends about £3 a day. Guys, people are spending £3 a day on Greggs or a crap coffee in Costa. We're giving them 1 or 2 meals a day, two or 3 cups of our green tea and other supplements that Jack spoke about. If they want protein bars, they're going to get some of that, high protein soup. If they want to look as gorgeous as us, they might use the skincare, whatever it is, but the average person spends £3 a day, okay? If you look at that, so this now, fast forward, Paisley's organisation generates £50,000 a month. Purpose-driven nutrition. Every customer getting support, every member being taught, everyone being educated through a very, very simple system.
Love
2
it.
years. Next, Jack. 6 months, 215 members. His organisation already this month, his goal is to help 400 customers. Last month it done 30,000. So if you look at this, 50,000 plus 30,000, 2 members helping 2 people, that generates 80,000 a month. Herbalife reward me through residual income. That is, and I'll keep it as simple for your brains, a minimum of 10% at my level. You do the maths, I'll help you do them. That's 8 properties. 8. Now guys, I don't look for properties, bricks and mortar. There is nothing that would motivate me about a house or a block of flats. Through this vehicle, I'm trying to educate, inform, grow leadership, help develop leaders, not just Pisey and Jack, help develop their new guys, because a lot of them, like me and Sarah, we didn't have a clue about entrepreneurism. We didn't have a clue about network marketing. We did not know what we were doing. So all we continue to do is educate, develop and inspire.
Awesome. I know there's going to be people that are watching this getting very excited. We've got a lot of millennials on the call and just people in general who are probably sick and tired of being overworked and underpaid, and our way is just a better way. So we're going to show you now the 5-year plan that inspired me and Kev massively. So Kev's going to show you, we're going to get a new bit of paper, and I would encourage you all, if you have a notebook handy, just to write this down, because if you can, all I've done is literally show people this, because it gives people excitement, and that is what our business is all about. It's about inspiring people to feel excited. Like every single day for 26 years or 25 years of my life, I would wake up and I would not feel the purpose and excitement that I wake up now and have every single day. And it sparked from my imagination, which was inspired by seeing this. So Kev showed me this, 7 months ago, and it just made me get to work. So if you're driven and hungry and have the tiniest bit of entrepreneurial spirit, or just hungry to have a little bit of more from life, you want to take a look at what we're going to show you now.
So guys, I think we've said that about 10 times now. Network marketing is about teaching and sharing. Teach and share, okay? And if you can teach other people to teach and share, the company rewards you through royalties. Now, what I was shown when I first started, can they see that? 5. That is the number 5. Can you see that, Jack? Yeah? I think they can.
Maybe go a little bigger.
So the question was, at my first meeting, which was just a presentation, and by the way guys, in fact we'll go back to that in a minute, they said, could you teach 5 of your friends and family in 1 year? 5 friends and family who were looking for an opportunity, who were inspired, who could follow a simple system. Do you think you could teach 5? And the answer in my head was, I know I could teach 5 people, friends and family, who are looking for a way out of jobs and who like helping other people. So then what they said was, well, if you can teach 5, imagine when your 5 people teach 5. 5 teach 5. Now this could take 2 years. 1 year, 2 years. Nowadays, because of social media, it happens like this. We can teach 1 person to teach 5 in the space of 2 weeks nowadays. It's that quick, because of social media and our business model that's so super fast now. It's a brand new division. So here, 25 teach 5, 1, 2, 5. Guys, Jack, 6 months, 215. So he's done this quicker, okay? 125 teach 5, 625 equals 780 members in your organisation. This when I saw this and they said, remember, you've only taught 5. So then, if you think about it, if everybody in the organisation has maybe 5 friends and family using the products for their breakfast, using the tea instead of drinking too much coffee and caffeine from Starbucks, instead of buying Grenade protein bars, buying your Herbalife protein bars, and just using better products. If these guys only had 5 customers each, 5, that could be mum, dad, brother and sister, and themselves. It's just as simple as that. This equation, I don't know how to work it out by the way, but I just learned this, equals £390,000 every single month. This is what this business generates every single month. You do not earn that figure. That is the turnover of the impact that you're making across a network of valued customers and members. The company will reward you a minimum of 5%. 5% of that equals £19,500. I don't know if you can see that. Now guys, the 5% is only the start of the marketing plan. When you start moving up through levels, these percentages double. So the actual residual income element actually doubles. And again, when you look at that network marketing, it's not about how good you how good you are. It's about how good you can become, but who do you actually know? Who do you know who would like to see the golden ticket? And all we do, guys, and by the way, we are just getting started. I want everybody to know this. We are not scratching the surface, and if you think that this is, these guys have been saying this, no. There has never ever been a better time. People think, 5 years ago was the best time to take a look at Herbalife. Wrong. 5.5 years later, there are more people lacking in energy. There are more people overweight. There are more people with illnesses related to poor nutrition. And the most important thing is there are more people who are unmotivated in jobs, looking for a way out. That starts with an extra income that then finishes with earning enough income, like me, like Jack, to leave a job and follow your dreams. There are more people than ever before than 5.5 years ago.
Smashed it. And give us an insight into also how many people in the UK are currently consuming Herbalife products.
Brilliant.
Just to show that we're not actually scratching the surface at all.
Yeah, it's funny because one of my members said, Kev, Portsmouth, everybody's using Herbalife. And I'm like, is it? So I asked the company to send me some statistics, and guys, we can measure it. There are about 750 people in Portsmouth. Now we're not talking about Gosport, Fareham, Southampton. We are talking about Portsmouth. There are about 750 people using Herbalife products in our city. The population is 200,000. So we are not even helping 1 in every 200. It's a joke. Especially when you walk around and you look at people who need help and educated. So that's just in the case of Portsmouth. Then when you look at like a city like Edinburgh, 500,000 people, we know there is only about 800 customers using the products. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Now we know, guys, just because of statistics, as Jack just said, millennials, young entrepreneurs, there are now people. When I was 23 years old, if somebody said to me, do you want to take a look at an opportunity? Opportunity, I didn't even understand what that word meant. Young people nowadays want opportunity. They don't want to be working 9 to 5, for 50 years and then get a slap up the bum from the boss with a pension that equates to half of what they were actually getting paid whilst in the job. It's people are looking, guys. People know that that system is flawed. Nobody retires from a job financially free, able to live a life with, I'm not going to say no limits, because no limits is when you go private jets and all that, but live a life where you actually don't really need to worry from month to month what's in that bank.
Love that. And also, I think, also good to point out is millennials who are listening and thinking, I really want an opportunity, but I wouldn't really know where to start. The blessing with this business is, with this opportunity, is you get given direction by people who are proven in the business, proven getting people results with the business and with the products. Like, you're getting taught how to help people and bring more value to the marketplace, which is something that is unbelievable. Considering you pay £37 to be a member, you get taught how to build your own well-established, well-running business that has no overheads, which is massively important to mention, because I've previously ran my own business that was profitable to a point, but I've been bringing in a really good income from a good business, but my outgoings would almost outweigh the income. So people would be like, "Oh, you're doing well, Jack," and I'd be like, "Yeah," but behind closed doors, I was stressed because every single month there would be a point where I'd be like, "Have I got enough to cover my outgoings?" Because in a business, you tend to rack up a lot of outgoings. With this, there are none. And also with my own business before, I had lots of paperwork to do. I hated paperwork. Therefore, it wasn't purpose-driven. It was the fact I had to do things I didn't want to do. Mm-hmm. Whereas with this business, I have to do no paperwork. All I do is build relationships and help people get results. It's what I want to do every single day, so therefore it's purpose-driven.
Develop people.
You develop people. So the last thing we want to go on, because I know we've gone for quite a long time. If you are getting value from this, guys, give us a thumbs up, because we do appreciate your time and we do value your time. So, women, how can they do it better than men? So,
happy with that. So you've obviously got two males on this video, and I want people to understand this. Ladies, girls, whatever we're going to call them, women, are better at this business than men. And the biggest reason why is ego gets in men's way. You know, I did not want to hear about Herbalife. I did not agree with shakes. My best friend was telling me about this and my ego got in the way. So ego it can be a help, but in a lot of people's circumstances, it's actually the biggest hindrance, their ego. And ladies are far more open-minded and they're far more willing to give something a try. And because of that, we just find girls like mummy entrepreneurs. You know, a lot of people nowadays, guys, they're having children and then they have their kids, and at such a young age, they're having to go into jobs and they're having to give their kids to somebody else and ask that somebody else, i.e. the childminder, to bring their kids up. Girls don't want that. Men don't want that either. Nobody wants to have a child and then give their child to somebody else to bring up. So, as Jack already covered earlier, there are no overheads, you work from home. So, girls are far better at this business than actually men, because men get in their own ways. Girls are a lot more open-minded about things. And just on that point, because of that, there has been a real trend in females now actually going, do you know what? We want a piece of this action. We want a piece of this action too. We want to be business women instead of a business man. Girls are going, do you know what? I want my own business, and they can see that they've not got the financial capability of starting a big business, you know, with £20,000, because nobody's got that money in the bank. Whereas with this type of business, you start on zero, there are no overheads, there is no big payment required. You start on zero and you build from there. So tomorrow night, we are actually going to record and stream live an opportunity video in a private Facebook group, okay? So if you're watching this and someone else has actually shared this video and it's something that you're interested in, be it male or female, you're going to have a Herbalife President's Team member whose business generates £320,000 a month, has 2,700 members in our organisation, is a mother of 3 kids. You're going to have somebody like that educating you, informing you on if she could do it as a mum who was a former estate agent with no skill set whatsoever on network marketing, with no skill set whatsoever on leadership. But if she can do it, why can't you? This is being screened tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. in a private group, and I urge absolutely everybody, if you're looking for a bit of inspiration and just that little bit more information on the marketing plan, the products, the company, I would seriously urge you to send whoever sent you this video, send them a message and they will put you into that private group.
Love it. So if you've got any kind of like excitement or inspiration from what me and Kev have done tonight, and by the way, like me and Kev are not academic, we are like daft as 2 planks of wood, whereas tomorrow night you're going to be blown away by what Sarah has to say. Like, is that a fair point? Like, for example, I tried talking my girlfriend into the business. She now is actually full-time in the business, but it took her months to listen to anything I was saying. Like, she used the product, got great results, but didn't really understand the business, didn't really feel like she could do it. She saw Sarah speak, and then that night she went to me, I'm going to hammer this. And I was like, I've been speaking to you about this for months, so this will just show you like a different perspective and she's got a way of speaking that just inspires everyone that I've known to hear her speak. So it's definitely going to be worth your time to invest your time tomorrow evening in watching Sarah speak, because she will definitely inspire you. And if you're thinking, this would be perfect for my missus or for my mum or for anyone, then I would urge you to share the opportunity and get them in the Extra Income Opportunity group listening to tomorrow night's call.
Guys, again, thanks for tuning in. Give us some feedback, and if there's anything you think we may have missed or things that you'd maybe like us to cover at a later time, maybe in a few weeks' time, post them and we can have a look at them. Happy Monday.
Thanks guys, see you all soon. Have a good week.